This is the crowd that I have. I have two on phone. Pass this over. Alright. Thank you everybody for joining. My name is William Pocalazzo, and today we'll be teaching you about the new wave of Pokemon cards that are coming up. And we're going to tell you about some new trends and show you the new sets that have been rising in price recently. Now first we're going to talk about what is a Pokemon card, right? Now Pokemon, as you know, is a playing card game where you battle monsters and try to defeat your opponent, okay? But lately it's become a collection trend. Lately it's become a collection trend where everybody is buying and selling cards at a marketable price. Now, Pokemon, as you can see in this first slide, these are some recent sets that have blown up. The Pikachu and Zoom. Alright. We have a couple sets that have recently blown up the market. We have Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, Mega Evolutions, Destined Rivals, and Phantasmal Flames. Those are just a few to name out of the brand new year from 2025 coming out. And as you know, there are going to be a lot more coming over the months. So we see, hopefully, the market will end up dropping eventually. Now, the old sets that we're able to collect from back then have risen in price over time. Now, with that being said, in comparison to what you buy now is what we call an ETB, but back then they had booster boxes, and those booster boxes can sell for a significant amount more. But ETB is an Elite Trainer box. The Elite Trainer box comes with 9 packs, a promo card, and a couple other little goodies to protect your cards and just to play with, essentially. Now, the price difference, say like an older box like Neo Genesis, goes for $1,300 today. When back then the box itself with 36 packs would cost $50. That's crazy. Now imagine trying to sell that 5 years from now, down the line, when you see like what a box will go for 5,000, 10,000, God knows the number. Now, what is so good about Pokemon, and what can you do to find out what good prices are on cards, right? Essentially, what makes a hit. Now, we have a couple different types. We have the EX, which is a plain, everyday hit, essentially. We have IRs, illustration rare, which is more of the art taking over the full page, and then we have the SIRs. SIRs are more of the textured cards with the full art being covered of the card. Now, these are a few examples. As you can see here, this is the Charizard EX. This is a regular base. You'll see the Pokemon kind of pokes out of the picture with a bit of a design. The next version, we have an M Charizard EX. This is a more design. This is like the better version of the EX, and it has a bit more texturing. This here, the third picture, is an IR. A full art, really well made, and it doesn't have any texturing to it, but it still has higher value than the other two. And then this one is an SR. This one has a full texture pattern that you can feel and tell the difference of when you open in a set. So you'll be able to tell the difference when you open new packs between the SIR, IR, and EX. Now, when you get these cards, what do you want to do? There's a couple ways you can go about this. You could sell them, you could trade them, you could play with them, of course, but who wants to do that, right? What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grade them. Now, there are 3 main grading companies that we have: Beckett, PSA, and TAG. I personally go with PSA because that's the most valuable right now for it. And when you come to grading, essentially, it's going to be rated on the edging, the border of the card, the texture, and any damage that's been done to it. Now, if there's any damage, obviously the lower the value. If the picture's off center, the lower the value. But if you get a perfect card, say for example, I have here for you a Misty Psyduck that I'm going to pass around. And I'm going to pass around to everyone. You take a look at that. That currently is an $80 card on market for $80. Now, if I were to grade a PSA 10, that gives up to $950. Imagine what a graded card can do to your collection. Now, as that gets passed back, we're gonna basically come to an end. That's it. Hey. Not worried about that. Everybody, thank you for joining. This has been my speech on Pokemon. Yeah, that's it.
How do you play the game?
You basically take turns. You start your first round, which is you're gonna summon your first Pokemon, right? And then what you're gonna do is you place out a Pokemon and you have an energy. You pull the energy up and place it on the Pokemon. And it's a turn base, so you have to wait till your opponent has and they're summoned, right? And then you can battle. Each card has a specific attack and it uses a certain amount of energies. So every turn you'll add an energy to your card of your choice, whatever Pokemon you've summoned, and you'll take turns attacking each other. Whoever knocks their opponent out first wins, essentially. I believe it's like baseball, 3 strikes you're out. So there's 3 Pokemon you have to knock out of your opponents before you win. Any other questions?
How often do you set?
New sets come out every month and a half to 2 months, depending on what generation we're in. Currently, we are in Scarlet and Violet era, and we are going to be getting a new set called Phantasmal Flings on November 18th, I believe. Any other questions?
Are you allowed to pick and choose your card, or there a special deck of cards to play with?
You can build and choose any deck you want, essentially. You're able to build however you want, unless you're doing a tournament, which they have their own set of rules. Some Pokemon aren't allowed, and some trainers aren't allowed, and some other assisting cards aren't allowed. Alright, any other questions?
How does this tie into the Pokemon Go app? Or does it?
It doesn't. The Pokemon Go has kind of its own thing, but it's just the same concept of collecting Pokemon, battling them, and training them to be better. Realistically, that's it. Any other questions?
Do you predict that the market trend will continue to go up, or do you think there'll be like Beanie Babies that will lose value over time?
It truly depends on how the Pokemon company overall reacts, right? Because they also have ties with Nintendo. If they keep releasing games, the market's only going to get higher over time for older cards. When it comes to newer set, that's kind of a undetermined basis. So it really means, like, if the new set drops, you have to see what cards do better than others in comparison for that set to be able to tell at that time. Any other questions?
Do you know what is the most expensive
Currently, I believe there's a card, a Charizard first edition base set for $35,000. Currently going right now, and that's a raw without grading. And if it gets a PSA 10, it ends up going to, I believe it was $225,000 USD.
So, is there a good return on investment for this?
If you believe in the heart of the cards, yeah. You know, it's all about gambling realistically at the end of the day, because you can buy a pack and get nothing, or you can buy a pack and get an EX, the basic level, or you get an SIR. It depends on realistically what your luck is. Anything else? Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for joining my speech. That was it.
All right. Can I get a